Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the audio version. This is the version for manifestors and exclusively manifestors. This is not your typical tarot reading. You're not going to get the typical coverage, the explanations. This is focused on you, helping you to manifest better. And I do that by trying to inspire you. Your power is within you. Your imagination can fire up that power, and if I can get to inspire you, an inspired person is a powerful force. And you can do things at that point, in that mode, the mode of inspiration. You can do things that you might not believe you could. But that's where you and I try to go every single day as we take a look at the energies and see which ones relate to or vibrate with your subconscious. Because if we can do that, you become inspired. And when you're inspired, big time juju for sure. So let's see, what do we got here? One picture on the screen for the next 12 minutes or so. That's it. I want to minimize visual distractions because when you're looking at any kind of a screen, you are automatically a spectator. You're not a participator. I want you to participate. Some people close their eyes, get into a meditative state. That's fine. Whatever works for you. But that's why we do audio. And that's why we keep a static picture of the tarot spread so that your mind kind of drifts after a little bit and you begin to pull up images from your subconscious. And hopefully you become inspired. That's the whole point of this. So let's take off and run. Two rows, as you see, the middle card on the bottom row and the middle card in the top row are the first and last cards of the reading. They are very powerful. Let's get to them. Bottom row, first card, the oracle card, To the Sea. To the Sea. You look at the picture, she's alone, no question about it. And you could interpret it as she looks kind of down. I think she's more pensive. I think she's more thoughtful. She's maybe in a meditative state. And the reason I say that is because if you look on her boat, up front there's an arrow pointing. In back there is something else that's kind of pointing in the same direction. I think she knows where she's going or where she wants to go. I think this is a situation of self-isolation. She is by herself purposely. And in fact, with all the water, because we said to the sea, water in tarot and a lot of other things means emotion, means spirituality. So I believe the energy here is for self-isolation, for self-discovery. There is something you're seeking an answer to. And the only way to do it is by separating yourself from everything and everyone else. Now, that doesn't mean physically, but spiritually, maybe mentally. I mean, you may find little bits and pieces during your day where you can kind of just zone out. That would be very powerful. Self-isolation. Dig deep into your subconscious, into your emotions, and get the answer that you need. You may not even know the question, but there's something tugging at you. And the only way that you're going to get the answer at this point is by going to the sea, by self-isolating. Again, it doesn't mean that you have to separate yourself from your life, but you're going to grab little moments, tiny little moments, maybe longer than that. All depends on your schedule and what your commitments are and all of that. But you're looking for that self-isolation. So, why is the self-isolation important? Well, because you got to go back to the past. Six of Cups. Six of Cups is nostalgia, and very often in usual readings like this with tarot, it's, happy memories, somebody coming back from your past, because it's cups, it's love, and so on. For manifesting, I think that's a bridge too far. What you are looking to do is to go back to a time and a feeling, a way of being Now, there are those that say, well, geez, that's not accurate. Your memories are not accurate. You kind of color them and change them. It doesn't make any difference. It's that essence. What you think you feel, what you think you remember, what feels right, what feels comfortable, what feels supportive. That's what you are going for. And you're looking in the past. You are looking to blend mind, body, and spirit. There is something out of whack with what you want and what you have. And I'm not talking possessions, I'm talking Three of Pentacles. And remember, every time when I am doing any kind of a tarot reading like this, so that we're talking about manifesting, the interpretation is different. And so when I see a 3, it's blending mind, body, and spirit. That makes up every single one of us. And very often, one is in conflict with the other. Sometimes it feels like all 3 are doing their own thing. And when you live in a world like we live right now, especially over the last few years, you don't know what's up, what's down. And if you don't know what's important to you, you don't know what your pentacles are. And that's what pentacles are, not money, but what you value. If you value money, my sympathy. But if you value love, if you value friendship, if you value happiness, if you value health, these are the true values. And what you're trying to do is isolate yourself so that you can remove all distraction and find your core, find your center. Let's line up my value system mentally, physically, spiritually. I don't want to fight against myself. I don't want to work against myself. I want to work with myself. I want to support myself. And that's what this whole thing is about. In the end, I believe you're going to come up like the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles says, yes, I know what's important to me. And you know what? It's not a big, long list. Just a couple of things, 1 or 2 things, and I'm cool. For example, how important is peace in your life? Money can't buy it. How important is peace? How important is health? How important is love, is joy? How important is it to have a sense of purpose? Again, it doesn't take a big, long list, and you don't need things. In fact, it's the things that have a tendency of bringing this disturbing energy to you and kind of upsetting your value system. And what that has done is, the last card here in the bottom row, is giving you a case of stinking thinking. You have tried to fit in, and the more you try to fit into what they want you to think and feel and believe and act, the more difficult it became, the more confused you became. It creates heartache. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your going along to get along philosophy has messed you up and broken you. That was the plan. That's exactly what they intend to do, is to confuse us to such a point that we, being totally confused, are easily led. But there's something tugging at you going, no, I am not in unison with myself. That's why I have to self-isolate. That's why I have to dig deep into my subconscious, into my emotions, make that connection to the past, that sense, that feeling, that something, so I can figure out what the hell is important to me again. You have to determine that for you. Nobody can tell you what your value system is, and if you let them, you deserve whatever you get. And it won't be pleasant. In fact, Ben Franklin said, if you give up your freedom for safety, you deserve neither. And that's what has happened to the world. They scared us. We threw away everything just to be safe. Found out you're not safe at all, just the opposite. And that's what you're feeling on the inside. Let's go to the upper row. The Emperor. You have to be your own emperor. You are the one who has to set the values. You're the authority. You have to set up a structure in your life. It's the only way it's going to work for you. You understand that now. Five of Swords says you tried to think like they wanted you to think. You tried to do what they wanted you to do. You believed what they told you. And the Five of Swords says, well, you did it. It doesn't feel very good, does it? Because you sacrificed your integrity. You sacrificed your power. You sacrificed yourself just to get along. You know that. That's why you have to self-isolate. You want a life that's abundant. The Empress. That's what the Empress is known for. Okay? Yes, she's known for fertility. A lover of nature. There's an element of protection with the Empress, of course, but there's abundance. And you see she's holding that big Venus symbol. She's all about love and loving herself first, because if she doesn't love herself, you can't love anybody else. You can't give somebody what you don't have. Which is why narcissists always lose. They are looking for love. They don't have love. They hate themselves, and so they end up spreading hate and damage to everybody around them. The Empress, just the opposite. Positivity, abundance, love. Here's something else that self-isolating will give you, and that's strength. You are coming to the point right now where you realize, oh man, in trying to get along by going along, I've given up everything that was valuable to me. My life wasn't necessarily a picture anyway, but I've given up away everything. I want it back. That's why I have to isolate. And you have the strength now to do it. And why do you have the strength? Final card, middle. It's the vice versa card. It is the Seven of Swords. You notice in every depiction of the Seven of Swords, no matter what deck, he always leaves behind two swords. Takes five. Some people, I think, foolishly say, well, what catches him eventually is he tries to take the other two. I don't think so. I think the other two are two because he's made a choice. Those two he's going to leave behind. He knows what's true for him. He's going to take the five that are true for him. His choice is to leave the two that will hurt him. Leave that behind. He knows what is true for him. So he's going to take what he knows is true and leave. Because it's the other two that he's choosing to leave behind. That's what you have to do. That's why you have to go to the sea. You have to isolate yourself. Spend time any time that you can in quiet meditation. It may be 30 seconds worth, maybe 3 minutes worth, maybe 3 hours worth. Doesn't make any difference. Whatever the opportunity is, take advantage, because you're on a journey. You're on a journey to find yourself. And to do that, you have to find what's really valuable to you. You can do it. Seriously, you can do it. That's the reading for today. Back tomorrow with another tarot reading. Hopefully we will have a chance to get together. If not, between now and the next time we do tarot together, peace and blessings. And please, find a little moment, find a little opportunity to do something inspired today.